Ever wondered what the toughest prisons in North America are? Well, let's dive into the dark world of incarceration, where toughness isn't just about high walls and barbed wires. Our criteria span maximum security measures, the notorious reputations of inmates, and the harshness of living conditions. From the icy confines of Canada, through the sprawling complexes in the USA, to the fortified cells in Mexico, we've got them all covered. So buckle up and get ready as we count down the top 10 toughest prisons in North America. Starting our countdown at number 10 is Kingston Penitentiary in Canada. This imposing institution has a history that stretches back to the mid-19th century. Known for its maximum security measures, Kingston Penitentiary was once home to some of Canada's most notorious criminals. Behind its formidable stone walls, the penitentiary was renowned for its harsh conditions. Inmates were subjected to rigorous discipline, including solitary confinement, which was often used as a method of maintaining order. The prison's reputation for toughness was further cemented by the infamous inmates it housed. Among them were notorious murderers and high-risk offenders, whose names sent chills down the spines of Canadians coast to coast. Despite its closure in 2013, Kingston Penitentiary remains a symbol of the Canadian penal system's stern approach to crime and punishment. Its stark environment, notorious history, and the infamous names associated with it contribute to its reputation as one of North America's toughest prisons. The harsh conditions and maximum security measures earn Kingston Penitentiary the 10th spot on our list. At number 9, we have the Federal Correctional Institution in Terre, Haute, USA. Also known as FCI Terre Haute, this facility is known for its maximum security unit, housing some of the country's most notorious criminals. Its high level of security is not for show. With a roster that includes high-profile terrorists and serial killers, it's no wonder the walls of this place are virtually impenetrable. But it's not just the security that's daunting. The living conditions at FCI Terre Haute are stark. Inmates spend most of their days in their cells with limited recreational time. The food is basic, to say the least, and the strict enforcement of rules can make life inside quite challenging. But perhaps the most chilling aspect of FCI Terre Haute is its reputation as the home of the federal death row, a grim reminder of the gravity of the crimes committed by its inmates. With its reputation as a tough place to do time, FCI Terre Haute takes the 9th spot. Coming in at number 8 is Altiplano Federal Penitentiary in Mexico. This formidable fortress, situated in the heart of Mexico, boasts some of the most stringent security measures in the world. From towering walls to a labyrinth of corridors, Altiplano is a veritable fortress that is nearly impossible to penetrate or escape from. Notorious inmates have walked its halls, including the infamous drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman. His 2 daring escapes and eventual recapture only underscore the extreme measures that inmates will take to break free from the harsh conditions within these walls. Within Altiplano, prisoners face a harsh environment that is as unforgiving as the arid Mexican landscape that surrounds it. The cells are cramped, the food is basic, and the daily routine is monotonous and rigorous. Despite the harsh conditions and notorious reputation, Altiplano Federal Penitentiary continues to house some of the most infamous criminals in Mexico. Altiplano Federal Penitentiary earns the 8th spot for its high security measures and notorious prisoners. At number 7, we have the infamous Pelican Bay State Prison in the USA. This maximum security facility, located in the remote northern part of California, is home to some of the most hardened criminals in the country. The living conditions at Pelican Bay are as harsh as they come. Inmates are confined to their small concrete cells for up to 23 hours a day, with minimal human contact and exposure to the outside world. The prison's security measures are equally stringent, making escape virtually impossible. The notorious inmates of Pelican Bay include murderers, gang leaders, and other violent offenders, many of whom are serving multiple life sentences. Their reputations add to the prison's notoriety, making it one of the toughest prisons in North America. Despite ongoing lawsuits and human rights concerns, Pelican Bay continues to operate under these extreme conditions. The harsh conditions and infamous inmates of Pelican Bay earn it the 7th spot on our list. Number 6 on our list is the Supermax prison, ADX Florence in the USA. Known as the Alcatraz of the Rockies, ADX Florence is the epitome of maximum security. This prison is designed to house the most dangerous inmates, including the likes of Unabomber Ted Kaczynski and shoe bomber Richard Reed. The security measures at ADX Florence are as extreme as they come. Inmates are confined to their cells for 23 hours a day, their only company being a 4-inch wide window designed to prevent them from knowing their location within the complex. The prison's design also incorporates an array of technological measures to prevent escapes, including pressure pads and cameras in every corner. Life inside ADX Florence is as harsh as the security measures would suggest. The isolation can be extreme, with inmates often spending years without any human interaction. This lack of human contact combined with the strict regime makes ADX Florence a formidable institution. ADX Florence, with its extreme security measures and infamous inmates, secures the 6th spot. Coming in at number 5 is Sante prison in Mexico. This correctional facility is notorious for its rigid security measures, with a labyrinth of surveillance cameras, reinforced steel doors, and armed guards. It's a fortress that leaves no room for escape. But it's not just the high security measures that make Sante infamous. The prison also houses some of Mexico's most notorious inmates, including hardened criminals and high-ranking cartel members. These inmates are known for their ruthlessness, making the environment inside Sante all the more volatile. And then there are the harsh conditions. Overcrowding is a serious issue, with many inmates sharing a single cell. Basic amenities are scarce, and the prison is often criticized for its poor sanitation and lack of proper medical care. It's a place where survival is a daily struggle, a relentless test of one's resilience. Sante Prison takes the 5th spot for its high security measures and harsh living conditions. Number 4 on our list is San Quentin State Prison in the USA. Tucked away in California, this prison is renowned for its maximum security measures that ensure no inmate has a chance of escaping its grim walls. The prison's history dates back to the 1850s, making it one of the oldest prisons in the country. San Quentin is known for housing some of the most infamous criminals in American history. Names like Charles Manson and Sirhan, who assassinated Robert F. Kennedy, have been part of its dark legacy. Living conditions in San Quentin are notoriously harsh. Inmates are subjected to a rigorous routine with minimal privileges and maximum discipline. The prison's death row, housing over 700 inmates, is testament to its severe sentencing policies. San Quentin isn't just a prison, it's a fortress that embodies the harshest realities of the American penal system. San Quentin takes the 4th spot for its notorious reputation and maximum security measures. At number 3, we have the Federal Penitentiary Service in Canada. Known for its ironclad security measures, this facility is home to some of the most notorious inmates in the country. The Penitentiary Service is a fortress, equipped with state-of-the-art surveillance technology and a highly trained security force that keeps a vigilant eye on every corner. The inmates here are often those who have committed severe crimes and pose a significant threat to society. Life inside the prison walls is far from easy. The conditions are harsh, designed to deter any ideas of a repeat offense. Inmates face strict schedules, limited contact with the outside world, and a rigorous protocol that leaves no room for leniency. Adding to the severity, the Canadian climate can be unforgiving, adding an extra layer of hardship to the inmates' sentences. The Federal Penitentiary Service, with its high security measures and harsh living conditions, is a vivid reminder of the consequences of crossing the line of law. The Federal Penitentiary Service takes the 3rd spot for its high security measures and harsh living conditions. Coming in at number 2 is the infamous Rikers Island in the USA. Situated on an island in East River between Queens and the Bronx, this maximum security facility is often viewed as a symbol of the systemic issues plaguing the American criminal justice system. Rikers Island is known for implementing some of the most stringent security measures in the country. It's a fortress with high walls, watchtowers, and a web of surveillance cameras making escape nearly impossible. Yet it's not just the physical barriers that make Rikers formidable, it's the notorious roster of inmates it has housed, from serial killers to high-profile white-collar criminals. Living conditions at Rikers Island are notoriously harsh. Overcrowding, violence, and neglect are common, leading to an atmosphere that's more survival of the fittest than rehabilitation. It's a place where hope can seem as distant as the New York City skyline on the horizon. Rikers Island, with its notorious reputation and harsh living conditions, earns the 2nd spot. And finally, the toughest prison in North America is the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility in the USA. This fortress, often referred to as the Alcatraz of the Rockies, is the highest security federal prison in the country. This facility houses inmates who are deemed too dangerous, too high profile, or too great a national security risk for even a maximum security prison. Its roster of infamous inmates includes the likes of Ted Kaczynski, the Unabomber, and Zacharias Moussaoui, the so-called 20th hijacker of September 11th. Living conditions in this dread fortress are as harsh as they come. Inmates are confined to their cells for 23 hours a day, with the remaining hours spent in solitary exercise in a small enclosed area. Communication with the outside world is severely limited, and the prison's architecture is designed to minimize the chances of inmates even seeing each other. With its extreme security measures and notorious inmates, the United States Penitentiary Administrative Maximum Facility secures the title of the toughest prison in North America.